Elliot here. Greetings. Today is Human Rights Day in South Africa, and due to this special occasion, I have teamed up with Dr. Anish, who is the founder of the GFC Health Mission. He's a doctor by profession, a COVID vaccine influencer, a cephalogist, philanthropist, and an entrepreneur from India. We will be conducting an interview in regards to the COVID-19 vaccine. We believe that it is a human right for each and every one of us to be educated about the vaccine. So please feel free to ask your questions in the comments below. Welcome, Dr. Anish.
Thank you so much, Yasti. Good evening, Africa. I'm Dr. Anish, a frontliner in your fight against COVID-19. So friends, I'm sure you people know a lot about the virus. You know a lot about the disease. You know a lot about COVID-19 as such. So today, just for a change, let's not talk about the virus. Let's not talk about the disease. Let's in fact talk about the Thor's hammer we have got right now to crush this disease. Let's talk about our vaccines. Vaccines our scientists have built with all their dedication from across the globe.
So Dr. Anish, as we know, many people are anxious and very two-minded about getting the vaccine, especially here in South Africa. There are many fake articles about the vaccine in particular that's going around social media. Could you please educate us on the different types of vaccines, the side effects, and how they work?
Wonderful. That's like 4 questions thrown at me at once. So I would wish to answer them one after the other. Okay. Talking about the fake articles, I really agree with you, Yasti. We have got lots of misinformation and rumors making rounds on social media. And if I have to give it a name, I will call it an infodemic. Trust me, people, this infodemic is more dangerous than an infodemic, than a pandemic by itself. Recently, my friend from Sri Lanka, Rasini Bandara, was sharing an article with me, an article on Daily Mirror, which said 25 health workers hospitalized after their vaccine shot. Then immediately I checked with the Sri Lankan pharmacovigilance team, and I found there were 0 reports of any such thing happen. There were 0 reports of any adverse reaction or a complication reported in Sri Lanka. I think these are the times when we believe there must be some censorship on social media and mainstream media as well. Unfortunately, all of them are turning victims to this infodemic. So I only urge my friends across the globe, please don't fall prey to this infodemic, which is so huge, it will engulf all of us. There was an infodemic during the COVID hotspot as well. When we were in the COVID hotspot, when we were boiling that hot oil, we had lots and lots of misinformation. Somebody said COVID-19 has got direct link with the 5G connections. 5G network is responsible. Some said you have to clean your bowel, you have to clean your systems with detergent. So I only urge you people not to fall prey to such misinformation and rumors that are making rounds on social media. Vaccines have got strong theoretical and practical backing. We have got data associated with the vaccines, and the technology used behind these vaccines is not new. Can be the mRNA technology, can be the viral vector technology, can be a whole virus technology. All of this technology is been in practice for years. What are the different types of vaccines? Before I go into the side effects, let me tell you what are the different types of vaccines. Right now, most of our crowd is from South Africa. So let's start from Durban and then reach to New York. What do you say, Yasti?
I definitely agree with you, Dr. Anish.
Okay. So coming to the vaccines widely used in South Africa is using the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is a single shot or a single dose vaccine built by an American company. It is basically on the viral vector technology, the same technology used in Astrazeneca and Oxford vaccine. But this Johnson & Johnson vaccine is preferred in South Africa because one of their studies was conducted in South Africa and it has shown very good result. It has given you 57% of efficacy in South Africa, and that is why your government is showing more priority towards this. Once they get some substantial faith on AstraZeneca, I hope AstraZeneca shots are sitting in your shelves. You have them in your country, but they aren't using it. They have currently kept it on standby. That's because, like I already said, Johnson & Johnson has got a kind of time advantage. It being a new vaccine, the trials were actually conducted after the new strains popped out. Can be the South African strain, can be the UK strain. After these new strains popped up, that is when the trials for this vaccine started. Therefore, it is preferably a better option for the government of South Africa. Okay, we're done with Johnson & Johnson. Now let's go to the Astrazeneca vaccine, which is built by Astrazeneca in coordination with Oxford University. And then it is co-manufactured in India by Serum Institute of India for mass production. Serum is known for mass producing vaccines. So talking about this, it again shares the same technology as the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. This is going to be a double dose vaccine where you're giving 0.5 ml doses each time. So on your first day, you give him 0.5 ml. And after like 28 days, you give another shot. That is the second dose or the booster dose of 0.5 ml. So this is about the AstraZeneca vaccine. It is again the viral vector where an adenovirus DNA is taken and then it is given into your host cell. That is basically, it's given into Yasti. Then it will enter into Yasti's cell nucleus. There, it cannot actually multiply. So instead, what it does is it starts producing mRNA. It does not replicate. The DNA generally replicates, right? But this DNA in your nucleus will not replicate. That's a safer thing, in fact. So once this mRNA is produced, it will further result in protein synthesis, and that is where your T cells and B cells are activated, and your immunity is activated. End of story. Yashti is a better person in molecular biology, I believe. Okay, so we're done with this. We're done with the viral vector vaccine, that's AstraZeneca. Now going to the United States, New York, basically. So let's look into Pfizer vaccine, the most sophisticated vaccine, which needs a Christmas refrigerator coming from the extreme poles. It has to be stored under minus 70 degrees Celsius. That's like a Herculean task to any of the developing countries, like most countries in Africa. Okay, so Pfizer vaccine, it is basically an mRNA technology where the mRNA is extracted and it is put into the host cell. And this will further do the process like I already told you. And in addition to Pfizer, they also have another company in America called the Moderna, which gives out another mRNA vaccine called mRNA-1273, which is equally efficient. Both Pfizer and Moderna have got 94-95% of efficacy. And AstraZeneca, you people might be having a doubt. These AstraZeneca people made a small blunder in UK, and that blunder turned out to be a blessing. Yes, they did a small blunder. When they were performing their third phase 3 trial, instead of giving a 0.5 ml dose as the first dose, they ended up giving 0.25 ml, that's half the dose. But giving half the dose gave them 90% good results when compared to their sample size in Brazil. In Brazil, they had a 62% result, and in UK, that turned out to be a 90% result, which is a phenomenal outcome from a mistake. So these are 4 important vaccines which are very much significant across the globe. Then you have the Sputnik 5 from Russia, which is again a viral vector-based vaccine. And then you have another vaccine from China, which is a protein-based vaccine. And we don't have any data about that vaccine. I don't know for what fun. I can't comment about that particular vaccine. Now coming to side effects. Side effects are, the commonest side effects you see are fatigue. You get to see fever. You get to see tenderness, that is soreness in the arm where you've taken your vaccine. Basically, this vaccine is given to your deltoid, that's it. So you might feel some soreness there, a little bit of giddiness. You might have some body pains. You might have some joint pains. And sometimes it can also give you flu-like symptoms. But these things will only last for like 1 or 2 days. A little more than that, not more than that. Some people are concerned about allergic reactions. They say there could be allergic reactions. Buddy, once we give you a shot, we're keeping you in our center for like 30 minutes. If there has to be an immediate allergic reaction, we have to see it. We are not seeing any of that. So technically, if there are allergic reactions, we have certain anti-allergens with us, always ready. We will take good care of you people. Don't worry, when your turn comes, you can take the vaccines. All vaccines are safe. They're wonderfully safe. In Moderna vaccine, we have seen a few cases, very, very little cases of neurological problems like Bell's palsy. Still, people are trying to prove the link between Moderna's vaccine and that sort of neurological reaction. But we don't have any clear evidences. Some people say deaths are happening, deaths are occurring after vaccine. Look, population that we have targeted right now is all 60 plus, and most of them are 80 plus in European countries.
Yeah.
So if a person with an ischemic heart disease, a known case of ischemic heart disease, he takes this vaccine. If he doesn't take the vaccine also, he has got high chances of dying due to heart attack. Once you have heart attack, and just because he has taken a vaccine few days back, you can't blame the vaccine. His valves are blocked, and he's already at that risk to have a heart attack. This vaccine is going to help him. It's going to help him from preventing COVID to attack him. So this vaccine have got no harm to do to people, could be old people or younger people, anybody, to be more precise. Okay, side effects are done. How do they work are done. Okay, so types of vaccines are done. Even the infodemic is done. I hope I answered you like crisp.
Definitely,
Okay,
most definitely.
throw the next question, please.
Dr. Anish, is it safe to get the COVID-19 vaccine if I have tested positive for COVID-19 or if I have any underlying medical conditions?
Okay, I have two questions here. So let me answer the COVID thing first. If you already have a COVID infection, that is, if you're tested positive for COVID-19, my sincere advice is undergo treatment or undergo isolation, take your basic treatment, or if you have some aggravated diseases or if you have to be admitted in the hospital, please undergo that. Once you're well, once you're all right, once you come out of your hospital, give about a week's time and then go for the vaccine. Don't go for the vaccine when you have the heart disease in you. That's my advice for a COVID infection. Wait for some time. Wait for about 7 days after you test negative and then go for the shot. Before you go for the shot, also consult your physician and then take a decision. Okay, that's about COVID infection. Now talking about comorbidities. People are really scared. We get these calls every day. People say, I'm hypertensive. Can I take the shot? Yes, you can take the shot. They ask me, I'm diabetic. Can I take the shot? Please take the shot. You need it the most. I have ischemic heart diseases. Can I take a shot? Please take it. You need it more than anyone else. You can all take the shot. You can all take the vaccine, except for few people who have got blood-related conditions like bleeding disorders, clotting disorders, or somebody who have got idiopathic thrombocytopenia, which means low platelet count, very low platelet count. So such people, you can go consult your physician, then undergo certain tests, and then take a decision. Don't be in a haste, because clotting disorders are contraindicated here.
But in relation to what you said, do you think it's advisable for a person who takes something like, let's say, chronic medication or contraceptives or anticoagulants to get the vaccine?
Wonderful question. Well, talking about contraceptives first, if you're taking contraceptives, please take the shot. There is going to be no bad effect with the vaccine. You're going to be safe. And chronic medication, fine. If you're taking medication, I mean, like anybody who's hypertensive, who's got diabetes, who's got a heart disease, who's got autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis and etc., they would be on chronic medication. You people can easily take the vaccine. There is no harm from the vaccine as such. Now, I would like to add another point here, but people who are pregnant, who are carrying their babies in their belly, I suggest you to wait for some more time. We don't have adequate data to give you a green flag. So let's wait for some more time. Take good care of your baby, stay at home, don't avoid gatherings, and then, avoid gatherings and wear your face mask whenever you're going out for a walk in the park and etc. But for now, we don't advise you to take the shot. Let's wait for some more time. Let's wait for more data, and then I'll give you a green flag. Maybe we'll have Yasti on board then. Yeah.
All right. And Dr.
Next question.
Anish, if I have an autoimmune or an immune compromising condition, can I still be vaccinated?
Okay, let's talk about immune compromised situations, like HIV or having some sort of cancer, etc. In such people, your immunity is compromised, and when you give a vaccine of this kind, the effects are suboptimal. The effects of the vaccine are not to that optimum level. So, because your vaccine always deals with the immune system, right? So, your immune system is not capable enough to cope up. So you might not see that such wonderful effects, but it is safe. It is safe. This vaccine is not going to harm you as such, but it may not show very great effects, very great response, or it might not give you very great immunity. For such people, I advise them, you can take the vaccine, but take your physician's opinion and inform your vaccine provider that you have got so and so issue. But other than that, it is not life threatening or anything. It will show you suboptimum response. And now coming to people with autoimmune diseases. Autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis and other stuff. Trust me, people, if you get infected of COVID-19, you will be at high risk. So all of you must get vaccinated when your turn comes. Please consult your physician. And in presence of, I think all vaccine delivery centers have got in-house doctors there, and we have got very good facilities to manage any sort of an adverse reaction. So in their assistance, please do take a vaccine. It is completely safe in you as well. Yeah, the next one.
All right. Um, as you mentioned earlier, you mentioned that there was a first and a second dose of the COVID vaccine. But what is the difference between the first and second dose of this vaccine?
Yeah. So like I already told you, vaccine is kind of that poster, a warning poster you put outside, and a warning poster that you're going to show your immune system. Look, buddy, you find this fellow, you're gonna smash him next time. So it's like you're giving this to Thor. Thor, you've got the hammer, go, smash him. So first dose, you're going and meeting Thor because Thor is a king, right? You can't directly go and say, hey, buddy, Thor, go do that. You have to be like, Your Excellency, can we have your appointment? So that is what the first dose is doing. It is going to Thar and it is like bowing in front of him and telling, Your Majesty, can we have your attention? Look, this fellow is bothering us. He's bothering the entire planet. So please leave the Marvel Studios, come to the world. And if you find him, please do trash him. So Thor is a busy person. So he has first acknowledged your complaint and he is like, okay, I'll see to it. Then the second dose is basically like that. You go put a recommendation from his father, the bigger king, and bigger king comes and tells him, hey, look, Thor, go do that. So that's the second dose, which will build more efficient memory T cells and which will build more efficient immunity. It will recognize, your immune system will recognize the virus and it will be like ever active. From then, Thor
Yeah.
will stand at the gates of the world and say, COVID, you're coming here, I'm going to trash you. So that's how it is. That's the difference between first and second doses. And there must be a minimum gap of 4 weeks. It could be more
Okay.
than 4 weeks. We have seen wonderful, wonderful results when people have taken it after like 8 weeks to 12 weeks. I personally have taken it between 10 weeks and 12 weeks. And I believe I have immunity. Good one, in fact. So my booster dose, let me tell you the story. My booster dose coincided with the National Vaccination Day here in India. So I took my booster dose in the afternoon, and after that, I rushed to the hospital. There was an emergency delivery to be performed. Then I performed that. We helped the mother give birth to a male baby. It was a wonderful day. In fact, a memorable day for sure. It was on 16th of this month. I took my
Wow,
booster
you
dose.
actually remember the date.
Yes, yes. Because this moment that we are going through can be 2020 and 2021. These 2 years will be remembered in history. Our efforts to curb COVID-19 will definitely be recognized in
Of
future
course,
generations too.
definitely. So, in regards with the different variants of the coronavirus, would this have an impact of the effectiveness of the COVID-19 vaccine in any way?
I could say we don't have any evidence stating that so and so vaccine is not efficient on this type of coronavirus. Because could be any new mutation. I don't think the S protein of the virus will have big alterations. And when a vaccine is produced, it is not produced with a narrow mindset. The vaccine producer is not telling you, look, this is the parent strain. I'm going to make a vaccine only for the parent strain. If anything comes out other than this, then I'm not responsible, buddy. Go to another shop. He's not telling you this. So we must be optimistic. They will work on over other strains as well. But the concern here, I mean, this was one of the concerns why the South African government shifted from Astrazeneca Oxford vaccine to the Johnson & Johnson. That's because after South African strain coming out, Johnson & Johnson started its studies in countries like South Africa, in countries of the Latin America, and in the United States. So they had some substantial evidence proving that Johnson & Johnson is effective. And that is probably a good reason for which South African government chose the Johnson & Johnson vaccine initially. But tomorrow, if you find a shortage of Johnson & Johnson vaccine shots, they will have to use the AstraZeneca shots also, because right now we are not in that, we don't have that luxury of choosing which one to take. We are in the middle of a crisis. So whatever is given to you, you need to take it, because they are all best. Could be a vaccine made in India or made in the United States or UK or any other part of the globe. They are all doing fantastic, I believe.
I guess we just have to have a positive mindset in regards to that.
Yes. Because side effects, a lot of people ask me side effects. My phone starts ringing once I post something about the vaccine on Facebook. So I tell them, look, buddy, the biggest side effect I have personally seen, is gratitude, optimism, and a ton of relief. I still remember 2020 and early months of 2021, that's January and all, where we used to have a few COVID cases. We had to go into the COVID ward. We had to go in like a space baby, wearing a huge PPE kit, sweating inside, wearing a surgical mask and an N95 mask over that. And after that, even wearing a respirator, that 3M respirator, which makes you look like that. What is that? Madman's Fury or something? Where people just drive, fight, and wear these weird masks, eh? So I used to be like one of them. Sweaty face, sweaty body. Once you take off that PPE kit, it would be like I'm coming out of a hot shower or something.
Well, I guess at the end, it's all just about, as you said, optimism.
Yes, we see light at the end of the tunnel for sure, and we have almost reached the end of the tunnel. Another few months, then I mean, it's not going to be so simple either, because COVID-19 is just like the tip of the iceberg. We have much more serious health crisis waiting for all of us. Because last year, without our knowledge, we had to neglect 999 diseases just to focus all our efforts and all our expertise on COVID-19 and its management. Now, the other 999 diseases will roll around our neck as a hanging thread for sure. We have to be careful. Okay.
Well, Dr. Anish, that's all the questions from my side. I think we can go to reading the questions in the commentary. I think there's quite a few here. If we go right to the top.
Yeah, please.
Okay, let me just check.
Lucky you, Yasti. You have a tripod stand. My hand's paining.
Okay, so one of the questions is, I have seen rumors of a third wave. Is it true?
Yeah, we have a wave coming. You call it third wave, fourth wave, fifth wave, whatever. But this is a virus which transmits through your respiratory fluids. So you can't actually curb it. The only way we could defeat this virus is by getting ourselves vaccinated. Waves will come till we don't build immunity amongst ourselves, till we don't build a mass immunity. So that is why we have to get billions and billions of people vaccinated. Then just imagine, these vaccines have got efficacy of about, let's say, on an average, 70%. Like big companies like Pfizer, they claim 95%, but in general, let's say 70%. If 70% of the globe's population is immune to this disease, or they are immune to the infection itself, they don't harbor the infection, that is where you're breaking the chain. Once you break the chain, then we can defeat any wave. Probably a third wave will be the last wave. Hoping for that.
Hopefully.
So,
All
yeah,
right.
it is not a rumor, my friend. It is not a rumor. It is a fact that we have a third wave coming. And it's already there, I believe.
Well, we don't know. We have to wait and see. Also, there was another question that stated, so ultimately we should not believe everything that we read.
Not everything that you read, but you can believe credible sources of data. And then when you find something, do go to the WHO's website. They update you everything, and even your respective governments will give you very honest reviews on what is happening with COVID-19. So please have faith in your elected governments. Please have faith in the WHO and other agencies of the United Nations, which are working tirelessly to keep you healthy. Do not fall prey to information that is coming on platforms which are not credible. For, let's say, WhatsApp.
Dr. Anish, just with that, do you have any examples of credible sources besides the WHO that you would like to share with us?
Okay. We here in India have got the website of our Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. I think all you countries will also have a portal from the Ministry of Health and Ministry of Health or Ministry of Medical Education or your President's office or your Prime Minister's office. They are releasing regular bulletins. So do follow these bulletins and everything fine. Or if not, you can just call a physician around you and then seek information from him. Our doctors are also updated. We update ourselves with latest information every day because we have to.
I guess so. Okay, another question. How long does protection from a COVID-19 vaccine last?
It can last forever. That's what we are all hoping for. But it's still 3-4 months down the line. So let's hope for the best. We don't have exact data which could prove that we will have immunity for lifetime or limited period or whatever. But ideally, it must last for a real long time, probably for the lifetime. So let's hope for the best. Let's see how data comes out. If there is an outbreak after 4 or 5 years, then let's say your vaccine lasted for 4 or 5 years. If there is no outbreak, then it's lasting longer.
Definitely. And another question was, is it guaranteed to work?
Guaranteed to work? Look, when you look at the efficacy of the vaccine, Pfizer has got 95%. So 5% of people, it didn't work. Moderna has got 94% success rate. The other 6% didn't work. So you will have a small population which will slip down. That is very much all right. We could figure out, if you are falling into that zone, then we could figure out some other option for you people. But then the efficiency is pretty much decent. So 70%, for example, Astrazeneca in its third phase trial gave us 65% of efficacy. And your Johnson & Johnson vaccine is giving 66% efficacy.
Yes.
And AstraZeneca is done. Then the Pfizer and Moderna giving 95-94%. The Russian vaccine, we have no figures. Chinese vaccine, we have no data at all. So they are quite efficient. Let's hope for the best.
That's what we can do. And I think this is the last question that I found. I think we had this conversation regarding Ivermectin. So somebody asked, what's your take on using Ivermectin to treat COVID-19? Well, in South Africa, as I think we had this conversation, that Ivermectin is not allowed for human consumption in South Africa. It's illegal. So what is your take on that?
See, Ivermectin is a wonderful drug. We used to use it in combination with a few antiviral and antibiotics. So our basic combination used to be something like a broad spectrum antibiotic like a doxycycline or azithromycin with Ivermectin. It used to be the standard prescription. And ivermectin has been working really well. But then this concept of using ivermectin for COVID treatment started off in Bangladesh. So they were the first people to report it, and they did that. After that, the entire world started using it. It worked out well. So until it is working out well, why get egos in the middle?
Yes, I think that's it from the commentary as well. So lastly, I would just like to thank you for sharing your knowledge and taking the time off to educate us. It is very much appreciated, and I guess a lot of us have learned a lot of things and taken away a lot from here. So thank you
Thank
very
you so
much, Dr.
much.
Anish.
Thank you so much, Yashti. Thank you so much, everybody, people from South Africa, from other parts of Africa, Asia, and everywhere from across the globe who have joined us. Thank you so much for your time and your patience, and thank you so much for learning. And finally, I would tell you, all vaccines are very much safe. When your turn comes, please go. Take your shot because that is the right thing to do. Don't fall prey to an infodemic because that infodemic is more dangerous than the pandemic. It's going to kill more people. So please don't fall prey to misinformation and rumors, and be happy. Well, sarve jana sukhino, sarve santu niramaya. Thank you so much.